So here we are again. We're back. It's been almost 2.5 years since The Dark Knight Returns got released, nearing 700,000 views, so I'm really happy about that. I know the question everybody wants answered, are we making more? And as I explained in my last video, yes, the intention is to make more. In my original plan, I was hoping to have already shot another one in 2018. Clearly that didn't happen. What did happen in 2017 and 2018, I got very busy, and I got busy doing some really cool projects. I did a music video for a young performer named Abby Stahlschmidt. That was quite a fun project. And we got involved in doing a series of very complex and very involved training videos for schools in the St. Louis area. And these, putting it bluntly, we were doing training videos on how to be safe in an active shooter situation. Pretty dramatic, a pretty heavy topic, but we were very proud to be involved in these videos, despite the very heavy subject matter. You get all these kids together and you start recreating some of these things, and it can be a fun shooting environment given the seriousness of the topic. And those were very, very involved. That was the equivalent of doing a couple of feature films. And in addition then to doing those active shooter training videos, we got involved in doing additional safety videos, earthquake, fire, tornado. So those were just giant projects that actually my wife and co-producer Gail in Pirate Pictures, she probably handled the bulk of that work. I just did a tremendous amount of filming on them and a little bit of directing and some special effects work. So we did those. And then I told you in the last video about my friend Jason Contini's Western that he wanted to do, Retribution. Well, Retribution, we had a false start on Retribution. Retribution was starting to come together, and it looked like we were going to find some money, and we started location scouting in depth, and to help the investors, we shot some test footage, and then we put together a trailer. So we shot one full 10-minute scene, and then we shot a variety of other clips to put this trailer together. And I thought the trailer, considering we did it with virtually nothing, and I mean seriously nothing, I thought the trailer came out really, really nice. Unfortunately, the project stalled. And that's not a fan film, that's not a small project. I mean, by Hollywood standards, it's a small project, but we were looking for like $500,000, $600,000 to make that film, to cast a couple of name actors in it. And unfortunately, that project has temporarily gone on hold. But a big chunk of the first half of 2018 was taken up with Retribution and doing that. Since then, I've been working on several other different things. There's a feature film script that I've been chasing for years with an actress friend of mine named Sean Chevalier. And Sean finally gave me her blessing to start working on this project. So I've been writing that project and developing that, and that'll be kind of a small dramatic feature. I don't know when that'll happen. In the meantime, though, I've decided to push ahead on episode 2 of the Batman film, which hopefully will get shot summer of 2019, maybe fall of 2019. And don't hold me to that. You all get so upset, and you're also like, when's part 2? Where's part 2? And it's not, I promise you, we're not just all sitting around here eating bonbons, coasting on the benefits brought to us by making Batman films. We're day-to-day, hard-working filmmakers, and we have a rent to pay, and we have equipment to maintain, and we have new computers to get. So, the jobs take precedent. And I'm always doing production. Even when I'm not doing a Batman film, I'm doing some kind of video production. Sometimes it's corporate, sometimes it's a little more boring, sometimes it's less exciting, but it's always interesting, and we're always doing good video work. So when I'm not making Batman films, I'm making some kind of films. But trust me when I tell you, it's not easy. So believe it or not, for you doubters out there, I have actually started doing some stuff moving into the next couple of films. I have started making props. I've started sculpting things that I'm going to need. Some of this is stuff that I will need in the very next film. Some of this is stuff that I won't need until the 4th film. But when I'm inspired and I'm feeling it, I just sit down and do it, because I figure, better to just get it done when I can. One of the things I've done is I've already made Batman's sonic cannon the sonic cannon that he uses against Superman in the final fight. And this was actually built out of a Nerf gun. The references for this aren't real good. There's, you know, bits of drawings in the comic, but let's face it, Frank Miller's artwork isn't, you know, incredibly precise and consistent from frame to frame, and there's not a lot of like close-up shots of the sonic cannon. And then of course there's the DC Universe multiverse action figures, and I actually, between this little toy sonic cannon that this figure has and then the images in the comic, that's how I was able to put this together. I have actually sculpted a mask for the old woman, the old hag that Bruce Wayne is disguised as when he's going after Bruno. I've sculpted that mask. I haven't done a latex casting yet, but I have already done a mold of the hag face, so I need to do a latex test pull out of this and see how that'll work. Another thing I'm doing is in preparation for the Batcopter, which we're going to see in the third film, Hunt the Dark Knight. I've found this military toy that's quite large scale, and I'm in the process of stripping it down and rebuilding it to turn it into to Batman's Batcopter. Because my philosophy on both the Batcopter and on his Batmobile, which is now essentially a riot tank, is I don't think he would have built those things from scratch. Some stuff he would have to build from scratch, but I think it would make far more sense for him to buy that stuff surplus or in pieces and then retrofit it and modify it to his needs. And speaking of the Batmobile, I'm really loving this large-scale remote control Hammacher Schlemmer tank, this RC tank that they're selling. It's a couple $100, between like $250 and $300, but my idea is to get this remote control tank from Hammacher Schlemmer and modify it, and then remove the turret and put the turret on like is in the Batman comic book. Some of the other things I've got planned on the horizon, which I want to do, and like everything else, it takes time, and you know, I'll get to it when I can. I want to post a whole nother version of the movie online with my director's commentary on it. I'd like to go through and talk about everything and how we did it, and maybe in some cases pause it and talk more specifically at length about that particular shot or that particular scene. But I'd really like to get around to doing that. And I also have had a number of requests for a Spanish language version. And yeah, as soon as we can scrape together the money to submit that, to get the Spanish language translations and then the Spanish subtitles done, we'll post one of those on YouTube as well for everybody. Well, thank you all again for tuning in for this update. I'll try and make them more often. You know, sometimes I get tired and I don't want to deal with things, and I don't want to go through comments, and I don't want to deal with angry fans wondering where part 2 is. So sometimes I don't get on Facebook for a while, I don't get on YouTube for a while, and I don't deal with it. But I'm going to try and deal with it more often and keep you more informed as to where things are going, and let you know what my plan is. But again, I want to thank everyone for their support, for sharing the video, for getting out there and showing it to other people, and you know, keep plugging away, and hopefully, you know, we'll have more Batman soon.